What is up, guys? Muffin here, and we are back with some more Trails Through Daybreak 2. Last time, we finished off the second floor of the, the Martian Garden, and we took on one of our optional 4SPG requests. So now we have one more to do before we continue on with the story, so let's get to it. Someone had the bright idea to vandalize one of my ships recently, okay? I do remember this one. Where do we have to meet? Okay, down by the docks. I mean, I think it said that in the request anyway. I believe this is the same theme they had in Daybreak 1 for nighttime. Which, you know, a little history, I think I talked about this before, but in Japan, the first Daybreak came out in 2021, and then this game came out the following year in 2022. So, of course, there is going to be some reused stuff. For example, like, besides Van here, well, actually, besides Van, Agnes, and Elaine, obviously you've got Judith and Quattro with the same status artwork that they had in the first game. So, besides the story and the places we go to, they did obviously cut corners where they could so they could release it. And I've probably talked about this before, but it's because they are a very small company, so they need to release a game yearly. Like, not necessarily Trails, but just a game yearly, obviously for sales. So they always kind of just switch off what they're working on. So it's like, okay, 2020 was Trails into Reverie in Japan. 2021 was Daybreak 1, 2022 was Daybreak 2, and then 2023 they released East 10. And then 2024 was obviously the sequel to Trails Through Daybreak 2. And this year, 2025, is obviously Trails in the Sky, first chapter remake. I don't believe we can we walk by here without... Okay, we can.
夜の海ってなんだかちょっと怖いわね。
アルマータの連中が嫌がった頃はシャレじゃなかっただろうな。
いいポイントみたいだね。
腕が鳴るな。
Oh, there is another fish here, though. I do like that it shows you how many fish you can get in any particular area. Oh, there's the other one. Alright, cool. So yeah, shows you obviously all the fish you can get. Alright, let's go over here and talk to our client. You must be the guy we're looking for. Archive Solutions, we're here about the request you posted. Well, if it isn't the Spriggan, thanks for coming. Alright, let's step to it. Why don't you start by giving me some more info about your request. Your note said you wanted us to catch somebody who's been spraying paint in your boats. That's right, it's turning into a real problem. You see, I run a number of different businesses and we use my ships for foreign trade. But just take a look at this one. That sure is something, kind of impressive, honestly. They did it so quickly, too. One of my employees stepped away just for a moment, and there it was. Artistically speaking, it's very well done. Yeah, but I get why you wouldn't want a skull marked on a foreign trade vessel. Sounds like somebody was trying to grief you. I don't mean this to sound accusatory, but is it possible you've wronged someone recently? No, I don't believe I have. Not that everything's smooth sailing all the time, but things have been pretty stable in Messildom for a while now. However, I have heard a few rumors recently. Apparently this exact style of graffiti has become quite the common sight in the area, even in public spaces. I suspect whoever's responsible is also the one who did this to my ship. Huh, now you mention, I guess we did see some graffiti around town earlier. Still, if it's really that big of an issue, why haven't you taken this to the police yet? Right, it seems a bit odd to reach out to a Spriggan for help. Given the nature of the image, the culprit could easily be held on charges of both property damage and slander. Haha, I suppose that's a fair question. But if something like this were enough to rile me up, I'd never be able to do business and mess with them. The thing is, even with Almada out of town, crime is still pretty high around here. Getting the law involved is a good way to build grudges. By going to a Spriggan, I'm trying to prevent any future retaliation. Is it really that dangerous around here? I guess you can never be too careful about your livelihood. Agreed, if I hadn't heard about Arkwright Solutions, I'd be in a world of trouble right now. Anyway, given the situation, if you find the suspect, I'd like to let them off with a simple reprimand. That is, if they agree to help clean their art off my ship. What do you say? Do you think you can help me? Well, it does sound like our kind of job, still. I'm not too sure about this one, but should we just go ahead and accept anyway? Alright, it's a deal. We'll take your case. Thank you so much, I'm in your debt. Oh, and just so you know, the rumors didn't specify anything about what the artist looks like. That being said, I believe I heard they work almost exclusively at night. Using the dark to stay hidden, huh? Makes sense, I mean, you would know. Sounds like now's as good a time as any to start investigating, then. Yeah, let's head to the back streets first. If somebody's slinking around at night, we'll probably find them there. I suppose it is where we're most likely to find our next lead. Well, look at the time. I have some work I need to attend to, so I'll leave you all to it for now. Would you mind giving me a call if you find anything? Feel free to ring me whenever. Will do.
解決業務開始だね。
I mean, on the surface, this guy just seems like, you know, he's like, yeah, I'm kind of upset that, you know, this kind of thing happened, but, you know, as long as they stop doing it and, you know, agree to clean it, then that's fine. So, guess we will start doing some research. Some investigating. Oh, hey, more artwork. That's an eagle, I believe, or a raven. Sure looks a lot like the art we saw on that ship. Let's ask these guys about it. Hey, you got a minute? We got a few questions about that piece over there. Huh? Haven't seen you around here before. We were actually just here this afternoon. Sure, you guys like it too, huh? Yeah, it's really impressive. It's incredible. Was this done with spray paint? I doubt a public wall is the best place to be doodling, though. What'd you just say? Look, it's not just doodling, alright? It's graffiti. Oh, sorry. It's alright, Quattro. Graffiti's still kind of on the rise thing. I'd heard about it before, but this is my first time seeing a piece so up close and personal. Yeah, it's pretty avant-garde. You guys really seem to know your stuff. Can't you just feel the heat pouring off this thing? The subtle messaging? When the world's trying to rein you in, you gotta break yourself out. Alright, man, lay off the drugs. Huh? I thought this was about causing havoc and wrecking shit. What, man? This is exactly why I don't associate with uncultured losers like you. Jesus, you guys are hanging out together. What do you mean? Man, what'd you say to me? You're cruising for a bruising, pal. Bro, is this... are these two NPCs from, like, 2002? With this dialogue? Hold on, guys. To each their own, right? So I'm guessing you two didn't make this? No, the real artist actually painted, right over a piece of our own. Oh, I'm sorry to hear that. It's whatever. Just something that happens around here. Only so many places in town that'll let us do art on their walls anyway. It's kind of like a turf battle, but for artists. Of course, if somebody paints over our stuff with something lame, we'd probably just beat their ass. Ah, but it's this good, well, we just gotta deal with it. You know, I kind of like their attitude. We have lots of little unspoken rules like that. That's just how we roll around here. But this newbie doesn't seem to have figured that out yet. Newbie? Like I was saying before, there's places where graffiti's on and places where it ain't. See, a long time ago, there was this group of punks that liked to paint wherever they wanted, but then they got sued by the tourism department. That's why we have a rule. Only graffiti in places where it's not going to cause problems. This newbie doesn't seem to care, though. They're spray painting people's homes and everything. Even the ones on the main street. So these graffiti artists at least have a code. Sounds like it could be our culprit. Yeah, the description is practically a perfect match with the rumors. Huh? What are you talking about? Sorry, don't mind them. We're looking for someone that's been doing some graffiti around town. Any idea where you can find this newbie you were talking about? Nah, never even met him ourselves. Not sure if they're just super stealthy or what, but what we do know is they're apparently pretty young. Now that you mention it, I did see some new graffiti over in the park when I last came through. Look pretty fresh. Maybe you guys want to try over there? That's a pretty good lead. Thanks, guys. The park's just up the stairs from here, right? Let's go check it out. Some pretty nice punks. Alright. I mean, this graffiti obviously wasn't here in the afternoon. It's a bird again. So 2 birds, and then the other one's a skull. Was there anything bird-related? I want to go back and look at the boat. I don't think this has anything to do with anything, but...
Yes.
Oh, no, yeah, I guess it still is bird-related. You can kind of see a beak there on the bottom left and the wings up there. They did draw a skull over it, though. I wonder if there's some kind of message they were trying to send. That the skull had money in its mouth, maybe having to deal with this guy's business or something. He was right, the ink's not even dry yet. They must have just been here. This one's just as impressive as the last. Yeah, you can really tell they have a gift for art. I guess some people are just drawn to this kind of thing. Kind of feels like there's this longing to be free. Oh, is that what the eagle might stand for? Honestly, if you showed this to an appraiser, I bet they'd tell you it was worth a load of money. I mean, yeah, it's really well done. You can put a price on a wall? Never even considered. I mean, there are, like, in real life, I had a friend in high school who did a lot of graffiti art, and he would actually get work from, you know, establishments that were like, hey, can you, you know, put this on our, you know, the side of our building type thing. So, it is, like, an actual real thing. Wait, if that's true, don't you think the art could be increased? Could increase the value of Wilmer's boat, then? I mean, assuming the culprit really is the newbie they were talking about. Yeah, it's possible. You know, from how our client was talking, it sounded like he'd been in mess with them for a long time. Given its reputation for culture, what with the commerce, sightseeing, movies, and ballet, it seems kind of odd he wouldn't know about the graffiti scene or how valuable it could be. Maybe he's just not into art. I mean, it probably just looks like scribbles to some people. Besides, I'm sure having a skull paint on the side of your trade vessel isn't very good for business. Yeah, guess you got a point there. Huh, looks like someone's coming this way. Let's hide. If we're lucky, this might be our little artist friend. Hide where exactly? Try the stairs over there. Love and violence is on her shirt. What's a young girl doing out here at this hour all by herself? Seems like she's interested in that piece of graffiti. Yeah, those punks really freaked me out earlier. I think I'm in the clear for now, though. Just gotta add a bit more shading here, and... Perfect. What am I even doing? Wasting all my time on this? I must be stupid or something. Oh well, at least I'll get all that pent-up energy out of my system. Looks like she's getting ready to leave. Seems like she's pretty good at avoiding people. My guess is she'll take off if we try to approach her now. Let's wait for her to get wherever she's going. We'll try to talk to her when she's less guarded. Oh, the graffiti artist. Yep, another tracking thing. Even though we're literally right behind her. As if crouching right behind her in open view is gonna help us. Gotta make sure I don't lose her. I think as long as you crouch down, you're fine. Unless you just don't have... You end up with nowhere to hide. Now, I don't remember if they do it in this game, but in the next game for sure, they still have this tailing minigame, and sometimes a character can go the opposite direction. So you gotta be careful. Ew. Hey there, cold one out tonight, isn't it? Oh, who the heck are you guys? Arkwright Solutions, we're what you might call fixers. There's a job we're on right now, and we're kind of on a lookout for somebody. Listen, all we ask you hear us out. If you don't like what we have to say, we'll just tell our client we couldn't find him. But we're gonna need you to be honest with us. I'll start with the most pressing question. You're the one that did the graffiti in the park, right? You wouldn't be asking if you hadn't seen me. Yeah, I did it. What's it to you? Alright, let's move on to question number 2 then. Did you graffiti a skull onto one of the ships in the harbor recently? Yeah, I think I did that one earlier this evening. The ship was so big, it's like it was made to be a canvas. You seem pretty proud of it. Sounds like we got our culprit alright. The guy who owns the boat is looking for the person who's taken to decorating it. Sorry, but you're gonna have to come with us. Whatever, he just wants me to clean it off, right? Pretty funny he'd send fixtures after me for something so small. Don't you think you should be a little more remorseful, young lady? You're lucky he wants to resolve things peacefully. He could have called the police, you know. When you make a mess for somebody else, you gotta apologize for it, right? Yeah. I thought I'd try and make a break for it, but it sounds like that'd just make things worse. What a pain. By the way, what's your name? We'd like to let your parents know what's going on. The name's Kisara, and I ain't got any parents. Oh, I didn't mean to. And since you'll probably ask, I ain't got a home either. I'm a stowaway from North Ambria. I mean, you could tell by the color of her hair. We know a lot of the people from North Ambria seem to have that kind of, like, grayish color hair. Only landed in Messeldom a few weeks ago. What? A stowaway? Makes sense. North Ambria was in a pretty starry state after the whole salt pail incident. But ever since they declared independence from the Empire, support for their rebuilding efforts has been on the rise. That's what I heard, too. It seems like an odd time to stow away, though. Oh, sure, everybody else was in good spirits. Must have been nice to have a fresh start. But I couldn't stand it. Everything felt so suffocating. My dad died when I was young, and for a long time, it was just me and my mom. But then 5 years ago, she had a rare disease and it was getting worse. There wasn't much the doctors could do, so they just put her on bed rest. But that's when the Northern War happened. The anime! Northern War is obviously between Cold Steel 2 and 3, when Rain and Altina go up there to kind of, because obviously they were still under the Empire's thumb back then. And the Empire invaded North Ambria. Yeah, if I remember correctly, they even declared it a province of the Empire. That's right, and for better or worse, they started Reconstruction on Northumbria under their rule. After the war, a lot happened. We declared independence, and life got easier for a lot of people. And when everyone who needed a doctor could finally get one. But as Reconstruction went on, Mom kept getting worse and worse. The doctor said it was because she didn't get the treatment she needed from the start. And then at the end of last year, I'm so sorry. We didn't mean to make you go through all that again. I don't need your pity. My mom always talked about wanting to live overseas one day. I think Calvert was the place she wanted to visit the most. She used to go on and on about all the legends you guys have here, like Grimcat and stuff. Said it sounded like an interesting place. Oh, did she? So I figured, now that I was on my own, what better place to go? But all those people here got it good. It kind of ticks me off. Anyway, once I learned about graffiti, I just started doing it to pass the time. Nothing more to it than that, really. And now here you are. Is it your story or mine? Whatever, it's fine. Let's just go talk to that ship guy so we can get this over with. Sounds to me there's a little more going on here than just some graffiti. Let's deal with the request before we cross that bridge. Sounds good to me. I'll get in touch with our client. Van put in a call to Wilmer and give him a quick explanation of everything that happened. Well, I certainly wasn't expecting a little girl to be the culprit. I don't care if it's graffiti or whatever you call it, but you can't just go around drawing on other people's property. Ugh. Hey, aren't you gonna apologize? Sorry I painted on your boat. Apology accepted. Now, as long as you agree to help us paint over the drawing, we'll consider the matter settled. Phew, I'm glad that was the end of it. Van doesn't seem convinced. As for the rest of you, I have my sincere thanks. I'll have to walk her through the repainting process, so I'm afraid it's goodbye for now. Again, thanks for all your help. Van pats her on the shoulder. It's not gonna be easy, but make sure you do a good job, alright? Hey, don't go getting all touchy, you creep. Well then, with that, let me show you to our warehouse. Hey, where are we going? I thought we were headed to the boat. You didn't really believe that, did you? Ah, here it comes. Man, can we get one job in this town where, you know, the person is actually just genuine? You know, the job before this, we had the person pretending to be the manager. I assume that means you don't understand the gravity of your actions, then. Allow me to explain. Well, I guess the first job was kind of on the up and up when we got the ballerina thing back. I assume that means you don't understand the gravity of your actions, then. Allow me to explain. You see, the material used to coat the outer shell of my ship is of incredibly high quality. Your worthless graffiti has damaged it irreparably. I'll have to pay roughly 10 million mira to see it repaired. Did you really think something like that could simply be painted over? How would I know? You stupid. Shut up, shut up, shut up. Learn how to speak to your betters, you damn punk. My apologies. Now, how do I get you to pay for this mess? Oh, I know, you can work for my company. Huh? Yes, that's an excellent idea. You can be our exclusive in-house artist. You know, I actually have a few contacts in the art world as well. I'm sure they'd be more than willing to pay you for your work. Ah, yes, what an amicable solution. So what do you say? Well, I need an answer. Alright, I'll do it. Then we have a deal. Pleasure doing business. Of course things turn out like this. I always get the shortest end of the stick. These people, that goddess that just tossed me aside, I hate them all. Now, let me take you to the room I prepared for you. Don't worry, you'll be guaranteed food, clothes, and shelter. You'll never need to take a step out of my sight for the rest of your life. Oh, Lord. Sorry, but I don't think I'll be letting this one slide, Wilmer. The Spriggan. As much as I appreciate your help earlier, I'm afraid I must ask you to leave. Trespassing is not an act I take lightly. I think we'll be staying right here, actually, especially after what we heard through the bug I planted on Kisara. You placed a bug on me? Is that why you patted me on the back? Did you now? And I assume you have a reason for going to such lengths? Sure do. See, when we first approached you about your request, you were talking like you'd been in Messeldom for a while. And if that's true, there's no way you wouldn't have already noticed. Kisara's art is crazy good, so good in fact that if someone were to sell it, they'd no doubt make a good deal of Mira. Huh? Plus, you were pretty quick to declare that the recent outbreak of graffiti on the art on your boat was done by the same person. That's because you had a keen eye for artists. While I appreciate the compliment, I think you might be overstating things. Did I not say that graffiti's all scribbles to me? We heard what you said about having your contacts in the art world by Kisara's art. I'm afraid there's no coming back from such a contradiction. Just admit, Wilmer, this entire time your goal has been to find some unknown uber-talented graffiti artist. And use her as your personal cash cow, wasn't it? And that's not even to mention the lie about the damages being 10 million Mira. That's just what Kisara's art would sell for. I'm only connecting the dots because Van said something earlier to me, but... Wilmer's come up as a suggested target in my Phantom Thief files in the past, which we now is my perfect chance. I can't believe it took me so long to notice, though. So what? We've already agreed to settle things with her approval, too. The way I see it, you have no right to complain. She only agreed because you threatened her. If you're thinking of reporting me to the police, I would reconsider. After all, doing so would likely place the blame squarely on your own shoulders. I mean, think about it. You illegally barged into my warehouse, assaulted me, and even attempted to steal all my valuables. You think they'll believe something like that? Well, you say it yourselves. I've been in the business in Messeldom for quite some time. I've got a certain amount of sway around here, enough to cover up any mistakes even. You know, it's high time you meddlers saw your way out, I think. Don't you agree? What are we gonna do, Van? We can't just let him go. We'll lose out if we keep pushing. None of our normal methods are gonna work here. That said, I'm not exactly keen on letting scheming old men get their way. Guess the only thing we can do now is leave it in her hands. Her? What was that? A card? It can't be. If evil hides in the darkness, then my justice will be a shining light. Grimcat at your service. I've come to take a special treasure from a certain villain. Grimcat? Isn't that just some silly legend? But what do you mean a special treasure? Are you talking about that girl? You're delusional if you think I'll lose to you. What? Recovery successful. When did it really be? Hold on, what exactly is happening here? Don't worry, you can leave the rest of me. Not too shabby. So that's what he was talking about. Listen, from this moment on, the child is mine. You try to take my things, and you'd better be prepared for retribution. I'll steal your entire fortune and spread it across all of Messeldom. Don't think you can intimidate me with your bluffing. Want to try me? For starters, how about I take all the Mira you piled up from not paying your taxes? I think I'll take your secret account book and parade it around town. It's hidden behind a door that can only be opened by a single key, right? One that's on you at all times. How could you possibly know that? Are you truly a phantom thief? Seems you still don't understand the position you're in. I take it that means your status and ill-gotten gains mean less to you than I thought. No, please wait. You win. I just have to pull back from the girl, right? How half-hearted can you get? Say it with your chest or not at all. Damn it, alright, I swear I'll leave her alone. I'll never interact with the kid ever again. Are you happy now, thief? You act too big for your britches, but fine, I suppose I'll accept it. I pray we never run into each other again, criminal, and thus I bid you adieu. Grimcat then picked up Kisara, jumped out of the warehouse, and disappeared into the dark of night. Damn it all! How did that Grimcat end up finding her way here? Everything was going so well. Oh, that's the end of that. We can just leave this guy here. Let's get going. Yeah, right behind you. I mean, Judith disappeared. It's pretty easy to tell who Grimcat was. I thought my heart was gonna explode back there. I never thought I'd actually get to meet Grimcat, though. And she even saved me. Yeah, it's a miracle she managed to show up, right, Judith? Come on, no need to act all sulky about things. I wouldn't be acting so sulky. Wait, what? He was telling Quattro not to be sulky. I think they might have messed this up. I would be acting so sulky if somebody didn't wait till the last second to give me the signal. You guys didn't happen to see where she ran off to after she brought me outside, did you? She told me to wait for you all to show up. Are you friends of hers or something? Huh? Oh no, not us. That'd be crazy. Let's just say we bumped into her a few times. Oh well, yeah, I guess that makes sense. Anyway, I wanted to thank you all for coming to rescue me, I mean. Still can't believe that old guy was such a creep, though. And I screamed like such a little girl, too. Ugh. She's got kind of the similar kind of tough girl personality that, I can't remember her name, but there was that one student at, Thor's in, Cold Steel 3 and 4, you know, the new Thors. She was in one of the classes that was also from Northumbria. Valerie, I think that was her. It was Valerie, right? Yeah, she was part of like the music club. She kind of had this kind of tough girl exterior as well. Hey, there's nothing to worry about. I mean, I was pretty freaked out myself. Let's just be glad that everything worked out in the end. Oh, I almost forgot. Grimcat gave me a message to pass along. Hi, dog in the back. What'd she say? She said, I may have told him you were mine, but the truth is you're free now. Oh, that's a little sad to hear. Huh? You think so? Why is that? Don't worry, it's alright. She's done more for me enough already. Oh, she probably was hoping she'd be taken in by her. I'm not sure how to put it, but I guess the world isn't such a bad place after all. I wish I knew how to thank her for saving me. Maybe I'll try giving some more thought to my future. I've kind of been doing whatever I felt like since coming to Mesodom, but it might be time for a change. Sounds like a good plan to me, anyway. And if there's anything we can do while we're in the area, just give us a holler. We've got some pretty good discounts to our success stories, you know. Can't let the act down for a minute, can you, Van? Thanks, I appreciate it. And with that, the curtain closed on the creative culprit. With the reward they got from Wilbur in hand, Van and the others went back to preparing for their big heist. Alright, well there you have it. We can still keep going for a little bit longer. So let's go ahead, and obviously the art's just gonna stay here. So let's head for the Zect Arms branch office and get started on this operation. Yeah, this guy's boat is still like this, but obviously he's not gonna be here. It is a very nice boat. Zect Arms, you'd never know it from the outside, but supposedly this place is heavily guarded. Security's part of their business, so we'll have to stay on our toes. You good to go, Judith? Yep, just say the word. Alright, gang, let's get this infiltration mission underway. Huh? What's wrong? You see something? Nah, just some condensation on the camera lens. We'll report it to the chief developer next chance we get. Okay, looks like this is a spot. Wow, I didn't expect this floor plan to be so thorough. It even shows where all the air ducts lead. It appears to be a copy from the police's internal investigation, with some additional updated details for good measure. According to this, the security system is being monitored from an office on the 3rd floor. The server room we'll want to access is likely underground, but after all the renovations they made, the specifics are unclear. So we got 2 goals here: knock out their security and scope out a route to the basement. Speed is the name of the game here. Maybe we can give those new functions you mentioned a trial run, Quattro. Oh, you mean the ones I installed into Fio? Yeah, I'll bet they can help get the job done. Same goes for our notorious Phantom Thief here. Fair enough. There's no backing down now that Grammy spurred me on. Zekdarm's branch office, 3rd floor hallway.
Oh, おかしいな。急に眠く。
あとは警備システムを眠らせてっと。こっちは順調よ。カタル君、そっちはどう？
うん、少しだけ待って。フィオが向かった地下方面のエアダクト、思ったよりセンサーの数が多くてさ。
Oh, right, we gotta do a mini game here.
フィオ、いける？
OK カトラ、自立モードで突破可能。
了解。それじゃあ任せたよ。
I don't know if we have to go up or down. I guess down is the way to go. Nice, we got our in. That we do. Fio managed to secure just enough space for a human to pass through. Great work. I'll rendezvous with you in the basement. See you there. No time to waste. Let's roll out. About that van, there's one more issue. Oh, right. Bit of a tough climb for you, ain't it? So, you want to go piggyback or princess carry? Very funny. Now make like a stool and get on all fours. Would that be enough to get up there? With Van and Zeros' help, Quattro was able to reach the duct and get inside. The pair then worked their way through the route Fio mapped out, and arriving safely below ground. Zekdarm's branch office, underground sector. Here we are. Looks like some kind of research and manufacturing zone. Yeah, you can tell it's been heavily renovated. We'll need to watch our steps. It seems their automated security systems are still online. That's sure a sign as any that we're in the right place. Ah, Judith, nice work earlier. Did you check the other floors just in case? Hey, stick with Grimcat, remember? Anyway, I did a lap through the air ducts, but none of the rooms up there fit with what we're looking for. In that case, the server room we're after must be somewhere ahead. Almada probably built this place as a hideaway. Chances are Zekdarms is helping themselves to it. Right, and their main terminal should contain a full catalog of this branch's records. Enough twiddling our thumbs then. It's time to get the show on the road. Okay, okay, lead the way, Grimcat.
怪盗グリムキャッツの力見せてあげるわ。
やけに気合が入ってるね。
ま、初代から得られた手がかりだし、これでもし失敗したらなんて言われるか。だな。
さあ、張り切っていくわよ。
So, while we're in here, she just stays in Grimcat form the whole time. Which is obviously a bit different than what we're used to. But yeah, so, oh, let me do that first. So yeah, we are going to end things off there. So next time, we're going to make our way through this facility, still here on the first night at Messeldom. And we are going to make our way in to see what we can learn about everything. So that's going to be it, guys. Hope you all enjoyed. Don't forget to subscribe if you're new to the channel. I'll see you all next time. Have a wonderful day, everyone.